There are moments in life where you feel the walls closing in, where you think you're trapped, where every exit looks sealed shut. Most people break there, most people surrender, but not Luffy. He doesn't look for a way out, he creates one. When the world locked him in a cage, and when the chains dug into his skin, when everyone said, "He's finished," he smiled, because he knew something they didn't. A cage means nothing to a man who refuses to stop moving forward. There's no escape? Good. That means one thing: you fight, you tear, you climb, you crawl, you bleed, but you keep going. Luffy never waited for a door to open. He broke it down with his own hands. They thought trapping me would end the story. They thought steel bars and darkness would make me bow my head, would make me accept limits someone else decided for me. But they forgot one thing: I don't stop, I don't freeze, and I don't beg. Pressure doesn't scare me. Hopeless situations don't break me. If anything, they sharpen me. Because when there's no escape, your instincts awaken. Your fire ignites. Your purpose becomes louder than fear. I've fought in places where even the air felt hostile, where every second whispered, "Give up." But I didn't. Why? Because I wasn't fighting to escape. I was fighting to become stronger than the prison around me. And once you become stronger, the walls don't matter anymore. They crack, they crumble, they collapse. Just like every obstacle that dared to stand in front of me. You see, most people only fight until they're cornered. But me, I fight because I'm cornered. When the world closes in, when every path disappears, when every voice says, "You're done," that's when something inside me wakes up, a version of me that refuses to kneel, and it refuses to cry, and refuses to surrender. When there's no escape, you're forced to become the kind of person who doesn't need one. So I stopped looking for a way out. I stopped hoping for rescue. I stopped waiting for miracles. I looked at the walls around me and said, "I'll break you before you break me." And slowly, piece by piece, the impossible started to tremble. Because strength doesn't show up when everything is easy. It's born right here in the places everyone else avoids, in the darkness everyone else fears. And that's why I smile. Not because escaping is easy, but because I know I'll tear my way out no matter how hard it gets. They thought trapping me meant ending me. They thought the bars, the pressure, the fear would finally make me break. But listen closely. A cage can only hold someone who accepts it. I don't. Because the moment you stop believing in limits, the moment you stop accepting the world's rules, something dangerous happens. You become someone they can't control. I learned something in the dark. People don't fear your weakness. They fear the strength you discover when you have nothing left. And that's exactly what this place gave me. No comfort, no safety, no escape, just me and the fire that wouldn't die. If the world expects you to stay down and laugh because you're about to rise higher than they ever imagined, remember, a trapped man is dangerous. A determined man is unstoppable. And I chose to be both. They didn't understand something simple, something that kept me alive when everything else failed. Pain doesn't stop me. Pain sharpens me. Every strike, every failure, every moment they tried to crush me, it all became fuel. People think strength comes from winning. They're wrong. Strength is built when you're cornered, when you have no backup, No options, no escape. That's when you see who you really are. And I learned, I am not someone who waits for rescue. I am not someone who accepts defeat. I am not someone who breaks. I break through. Because the day you stop running from pain is the day pain starts running from you. And when that happens, the world doesn't get a hero. It gets a storm. And I'm just getting started. You know what the world hates the most? A person who refuses to stay small. A person who refuses to apologize for wanting more. For dreaming louder. For fighting harder. They wanted me to shrink, to bend, to lower my eyes and accept the fate they chose for me. But listen carefully. I was never born to fit into their limits. I was born to break them. Every time they doubted me, I felt something inside ignite a fire that didn't wait for permission. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need their support. I didn't need their belief. Because once you start believing in yourself, the whole world becomes quiet. And the moment they realize you're not stopping, you're not slowing, you're not kneeling, that's when fear enters their eyes. Not because you're dangerous, but because you're becoming exactly what they swore you never could. People think strength is built in front of crowds, where everyone can see you, where applause keeps you moving. They're wrong. Strength is built in the shadows, where no one is watching, where no one is cheering, where every step feels lonely, and every decision feels heavy. That's where I grew, when my body was shaking, when the wounds were fresh, when the world felt too big. That's when I realized something, that no one is coming to save me. No miracle, no shortcut, and no chosen destiny to just me, my fists, my will, and the voice inside that whispers, Rin, get up again. You see, people fear the ones who rise alone, the ones who drag themselves through fire with nothing but their own resolve. Because if you can rise with no help, with no praise, with no support, then nobody can stop you when you finally start running toward your destiny. You want to know the truth. People only respect strength they can't break. Not the strength you show when life is easy, but the strength you show when everything tries to crush you. When I stood against enemies way bigger than me, way stronger than me, way faster than me. I didn't win because I was the strongest. I won because I refused to let them see me kneel. Respect doesn't come from power. It comes from endurance, from standing your ground when your legs are shaking, from speaking your truth when your voice is cracking, from walking forward when every part of you wants to turn back. You want people to respect you. Then don't fold, don't flinch, don't let them decide who you are. Make your presence heavy, make your silence dangerous, make your resolve unshakable. Because once they realize you can take hit after hit and still move, they won't just respect you, they'll fear breaking you. Most people want respect, but they're terrified of the price. They want recognition without sacrifice, authority without discipline, and loyalty without consistency. But me, I learned early respect is carved, not gifted. When I was beaten, laughed at, called weak, called stupid, I didn't argue. I didn't explain myself. I didn't beg anyone to understand me. I just kept moving forward. Because the moment you start explaining your worth, you you already lost. If they can't see your value through your effort, your actions, your growth, your hunger, then they were never meant to stand beside you. The people who truly respect you don't need convincing. They feel the weight of your spirit. They see the fire in your steps. They recognize the determination in your eyes. And the rest, let them doubt you. Let them whisper. Let them pretend they know your limits. Because one day, they'll see you rise above every challenge they swore would break you. And that's when their respect turns into silence. And their silence turns into fear. So hear me, and hear me well. Respect isn't something you wait for. It isn't something you beg for. It isn't something you demand. It's something you become. You earn it in the storms you survive. You earn it in the battles you refuse to abandon. You earn it every time you stand back up when the world swears you shouldn't. I didn't become feared because I was strong. I became feared because I never stopped, not when I was wounded, not when I was outnumbered, not when the whole world told me you can't. And that's your path too. Let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you're done. Because when they do, that's exactly when you strike back. You rise. You push. You tear through every wall they've built to contain you. And one day when they look at you standing undefeated, unbroken, unshaken, they'll finally understand you never wanted their respect. You forced them to give it. And this is your reminder. You don't need permission to be great. You only need the courage to keep going. Now go. Walk your path. Break your limits. And let the whole world watch as you earn what they said you'd never have. Because people like us, we don't wait for respect. We rise until they have no choice but to bow.